Welcome back to Rounding the Bases Extra Innings. Joel Goldberg, Jordan Williams. Check us out wherever you get your audio podcast. Real deep discussion all over the place, including diversity, equity, inclusion, belonging, including Jordan's work in the advertising world and the fashion world. Let's start with this because you said something to me when we met, and I didn't know the difference, but I do now, and it's an interesting one. It has a lot to do with identity. What's the difference between fashion and style?
Ooh, that's one of my favorite questions.
I know it is.
Yeah. So to me, fashion is a product. It's a object. It's something that you see. It's trendy. It's something you buy. And then you have style, right? And this concept is something that you have within. And I think this is what you mentioned earlier, identity. It really is a reflection of your character. It makes up the idea of who you embody, whether that's, unique, whether that's trendy, whether that's copycat. It should be a reflection of your own thing. But I like to think that style is character and fashion is a product.
Love that. Okay, second one. Let's stay along the same lines, and then I'll get over to some music. Second question as we round the bases. I alluded to this in the audio version of the podcast. You show up. We're at Ruby Jean's Juicery, one of the great spots to meet in town. And Chris Good, former guest on the show, friend of mine, friend of yours, good dude. I think you guys are friends, or are you not? I know he was at our. Yeah, he was at. He was at our that when you threw our bow tie club get together, and you made us all these unique ties. He was there, I was there, among many others. Okay, shout out to those guys.
Yes.
But you show up in a suit. I don't know if they were Jordans or basketball shoes or
some high top sneakers. That's it.
They were high top sneakers for sure. And I was looking at it, and I'm like, it wasn't new. I think we've been graduating to that where it's been suits where you kind of have the kind of stylish gym shoe look, but more of like I'll call it like the Cole Haan look, where it's not your traditional, wingtip shoes or your loafers or whatever they are. And now I look at anything and it's like, it's okay to show up in a full suit and basketball shoes. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's something that I would like to consider trying out this year during baseball season.
Do it.
What's acceptable? What's not? What do you think about this? Because I will tell you this, for a while, I was like, if I'm wearing casual pants, I could kind of wear the gym shoes. But if I'm wearing like suit pants, it doesn't feel right. But I'm looking at everybody's doing it.
No, that's a great question. I think to me, what you're seeing in this trend or this latest fashion is this idea of casual formal wear. And so I think, or formal casual wear, however you frame it, the idea is you're marrying two styles, genre styles, and that's casual wear and that's formal wear into one. So I think it goes back to that thing about style. So if Joe doesn't know his own style, then he's going to look crazy. It's just not going to look right. But I think for me, I try to do a mix and a blend. So if I am going to wear a suit, jacket and pants, and I know I'm going to wear sneakers, then I probably wouldn't wear a necktie. I probably would just leave the necktie. I might do a turtleneck, or I might do a shirt with the button that goes to the top, but it doesn't have a collar. I think they call that a banded shirt, a banded collar shirt. I would just kind of mix and match those formal pieces. And I may not do a bow tie. I may do a lapel pin. So I think it's just a matter of you identifying with the fact that, okay, you have a casual formal wear look or a formal casual wear look. And it's your ability in that moment to literally practice style. And so you got to show up and feel good. You know what I mean? You got to put on those nice underwears, the ones without the hole, the socks that are fresh and clean. It requires that kind of thinking.
What kind of socks do you do with a suit, with suit pants and sneakers?
It depends. Like, I love a good print. So sure. if the print is going to clash with my pants, then I probably won't do it. But typically, I have a print, maybe some polka dots, maybe some stripes.
Yeah, I mean, because as a kid, you wouldn't wear like printed socks like that with sneakers, gym shoes. but then again, you were typically doing that with like jeans or shorts. So
as a kid, you wear what mom and dad told you to wear.
Which there's that too.
Corduroys and put some long johns under it.
Yeah, right. All right, I know I'm not going to look good as you, but I'm gonna try the sneakers with the dress pants this year. Okay, third question as we round the bases. I understand that you fancy yourself a rapper a little bit, but maybe not to the level of a Cardi B. You'd like some inspiration from Cardi B, or you have some, you have some inspiration from her maybe, or maybe she's another side of you. Tell me about this.
No, I have no interest in looking like Cardi B.
I didn't say looking like her, but can you go where she goes?
Can I go where she go? I don't know. I'm not really a fan of Cardi B. If I was to say an artist that I really admire, who's a rapper and all around talent, is Donald Glover. Do you know who he is? He's amazing. I think in terms of his style, he has a way of really communicating who he is without being bodacious, and who he is without being all of these things. He's a movie director, a creator, he's a musician. So I think for me, it's like one of those things where if I do
jack of all trades, kind of like yourself.
There you go. I do think that when you look at a celebrity who has that type of style, Cardi B as well, because I mean, she can show up and she can show out. But I do think it's just a matter of like, how can I reflect my own interests in this moment? So I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, because I don't know. And I might have been wrong too. The research that we had said that she's an inspiration in terms of it's a side of you of saying things that you might not typically say. Like the ratchet side of Jordan.
Ooh, you found this in like a 2016 article, huh?
I know we weren't totally pulling it out of nowhere.
Okay, no, look, I have to look at that. I can imagine though, Cardi B has this inner bad boy, I can see that. I'm sure I said it. I'm not going to say I didn't.
Yeah, I'm not trying to disparage or anything too. I don't see the bad boy side of you.
Cardi B is ratchet.
I know she is. I don't see that side of you.
Oh, it's there. Give me a couple drinks, Joe. You'll get more.
All right, let me get that on the calendar as soon as we can. Last question, the walk off, and this is a big one. You actually referenced it real quickly. I know that when I saw you, you had a nice little lapel pin on, and it kind of spoke to me. And you were just talking about a pin instead of a tie. That again, whether it's the getting bored, whether it's just needing change, that you're going to continue to evolve too. And so it sounds to me like right now, some of that style is in the pin.
Yeah, no, facts. First of all, I just want to acknowledge that your language, the innings, the rounding the bases. Thank you for just being so intentional for that moment and creating that for us as we listen. I would say to that, any person that's into menswear style, fashion, whatever, I encourage you to find that thing that distinguishes you. And for me at the time, and keep this in mind, it changes, but at the time when I got into fashion, bow ties was my thing that distinguished me. I was going to an art school at the time wearing a bow tie, and that was very unique, peculiar. It was unknown. It was like, why? When most of the kids were artists and they were literally there in sweats. So I think distinguishment is really important in the mind. Distinguishment, is that a word? I don't know. But being able to distinguish your look. And now my thing is lapel pin, which I probably should have one on, but I don't. But lapel pins are one. And then glasses, that could be one. It could be your fragrance. It can be this bracelet that I'm wearing. I could have wore a watch, but I wanted something a little more stylish. It could be your hair, whatever those things are. I do think figuring out how can I distinguish my style among a colorful, ever-changing landscape of fashion and style. How can I still stand out? I think it's about distinguishing that look through a lapel pin, whatever, you name it.
You want to go back to distinguishment.
I did. Did you sense that?
Yes, I did. Here's my belief. And then I'll let you go because I've kept you too long. My belief is that it is okay to invent a word. It might be a word. I don't think it is. It's
Yeah.
okay to invent a word if people understand what it means.
Oh, there you go. I believe
if they don't, I mean, I'm not saying if they don't understand what it means, then, you know, it takes some explaining. You didn't have to explain that. I knew exactly what you meant.
Yeah. I guess I could have said distinction.
Sure. But that wasn't as much fun.
It was.
Anyway, as I said on the audio version of the podcast, and if you haven't checked it out, listen to it, please. Awesome conversation with Jordan Williams. But check out his website as well, keefecravat.com. Again, I appreciate you joining Round of the Bases. Round of the Bases extra innings. More to come, perhaps over a couple of drinks where we get the inner Cardi B out. And I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to continuing to getting to know you, Jordan. Thank you.
Joe, thank you for this moment. I enjoyed rounding the base with you.
Thank you. I loved it.
See ya.